Sugbug Soaps, where you can have a luxurious experience with soap, whether that's in the bath, in the shower, or just at your sink. I'm glad you're here. Hello and welcome to my channel. Now I'm sure you're wondering, what does this have to do with soap? I just got this anxiety bookshelf and I am so excited. I love it. And so as I start putting together the shelf and emptying it again, I thought it would be fun to talk about my business, talk about how I got started, and just go through and get to know me a little bit more as a person, especially as I start more into this social media. I loved this anxiety bookshelf when I saw it. I really liked the look of it. I also liked the way that it fell out, and it gives me joy. So I thought, let me put the books back together as I'm talking about my business, and you get to know me a little bit more. This is just the cutest thing. As a side note to this anxiety bookcase, anxietybookshelf.com is where I bought it. I did find it less expensive on Amazon. And when I read the reviews, it was clear that those were just dupes. They weren't the real bookcase. There were a lot of negative reviews on the quality of the shelf. This is awesome. I have had so much fun putting my little bookshelf together, as well as taking it all apart and shaking it up. It has been very calming. And I'm surprised at how many of these little books I have actually read. They are not books, it is just the cover. But seriously, look at how cute these little books are. And I do love the look of the shelf. Okay, so Sugbug Soaps. How did I get started? When COVID hit, my husband and I were on a cruise. We were on a 15-night cruise to Hawaii, and that is when COVID, the whole world lost their mind when we were on this cruise. We spent a lot of time in our cabin, a lot of time watching the news. We were gone, I want to say it was March 3rd to March 18th, something along those lines is how we were gone. We did not know if we were going to be able to disembark until the morning that we disembarked. It was the strangest getting off of a ship that I have ever gone through for the disembarkment. But while on the ship did a great job of trying to keep everybody as safe as possible. And in fact, as we would go to dinner, there were 4 different mandatory hand sanitizing stations that we would go to. And so by the end of the cruise, my hands were cracked and sore and very unhappy. So I got home and I went to my favorite big box store and got different things that I could, different lotions, different body butters, things that I could do to start healing my hands in essence. And none of it was working. So I started really looking at the ingredients that were in these products and could see how many chemicals were in the products themselves. So I decided, let me see if I can make my own. So that's what I did. That's how I started. I started making my own soap and fell in love with it and found that I was pretty good at mixing the soap, doing swirls, making them decorative. I was having a lot of fun. So much so that I decided to make it into a little business. I do work full-time in a corporate job, I do work Monday through Friday in a corporate environment, and wasn't really necessarily looking for extra income, but just looking at what is something a little extra that I can do to occupy my time. Around the same time, my husband and I also became empty nesters. And that was a lot more emotionally draining than I anticipated. It was very difficult emotionally when my youngest daughter moved out of the house. So I was making soap. I was making soap in our garage, and when she moved out, I converted her bedroom into the soap room. And that helped me mentally tremendously. So her room is the soap room, and I started kind of bringing everything into her room. She has a little walk-in closet. It was perfect to cure the soaps. Just everything seemed to be going in place. My name, Shugbug Soaps, came from a childhood nickname. So Shugbug was a nickname that was given to me by my dad. And in fact, my sister, even to this day, still calls me Shugbug. And it just fit. As soon as I said Shugbug Soaps, I knew that was the name of the business that I wanted. There's also a little bee in my logo, and that represents because I am Grandma Bee. So my last name starts with a B, and I've decided that's what I wanted to be called by my grandkids, is Grandma Bee. And that's where the little logo comes from. I've also noticed that I have slowly been converting my kitchen items, or anything that I see with a bee, I definitely am drawn to it. And it's an easy gift for my kids if they want to get me something, is anything that has a bee in it now. I definitely am very drawn to. And so that is the inspiration behind my logo and behind my name. And then I found that as I started making soap, I watched so many YouTube videos. I watched a ton of YouTube videos and really found a core group of soapers that I really liked. I really liked their videos. I really liked what they had to say. I was teaching myself how to make soap based on a lot of these videos that I was watching, and also practicing it myself. And that's where I decided to create the business and actually start my business. So as I started Shugbug Soaps, there was a learning curve with everything that I did. Not only that was there a learning curve with making soap itself and testing and making sure that I was happy with the product, that the soap lasted the way that I wanted, that it smelled the way that I wanted. I do try to leave my soaps as natural as possible. And for the most part, occasionally I have used a fragrance oil, but right now all of my soaps are scented with essential oil only, and they are colored with clays or activated charcoal or other natural ingredients. For example, carrot juice, tomato juice, different botanicals. So I try to keep it as natural as possible. And I knew that that's what I wanted my business to be, is more of a natural business. So testing, learning curve for everything. I knew that I wanted to also have body butters, especially going back to trying to heal my hands and the damage that they had gone through while on this cruise. I knew that I wanted to do body butters and sugar scrub and soap. So I started making the soap. Everything was a learning curve, like I said. Every time that I tried something new, it was research and development and testing. a lot of friend testing, family testing. And I think part of me even had a fantasy that maybe my girls, who are all adults, would want to join into the business. And they haven't necessarily been that interested in joining into the business, but they definitely love to test. And so they still bring a lot of value to my business because of that. I also have a daughter that she will put together all of the signs for when I go and do vendor events or in-person sales. And they have helped me in many events. So they definitely still have helped me grow my business and have it be what it is today. My largest goal really for my business has been to create a luxurious experience with soap. That has been my desire. So anytime I test something, is this luxurious for me? Do I want to spend an hour in the tub soaking in this bubble bath, as an example, or in this coconut milk, or whatever I'm developing or creating? That is what I'm looking at. Is this helping me to create a luxurious experience with soap? And if the answer is yes, then that's where I'm moving forward. I have now decided I do want to increase my presence on social media. So I thought that YouTube would be a good way, TikTok. I've been on Facebook and Instagram, and I've decided it is time to start learning TikTok and YouTube. And so this is my first kind of introduction to Shugbug Soaps while I'm doing something that brings me joy. So when I am in the soap room, my room is covered with different things that give me inspiration. So I have a picture of my siblings, all of my siblings I admire and give me great inspiration. They are also some of my best customers, as well as some of my best testers. And I know that I can get really good, honest feedback from them as well. I have a lot of bee-related things. I have different things that siblings have made, some things that my grandchildren have made, that anything that brings me joy, and this anxiety bookshelf that you are watching me put together now. I love also going to vendor events. It is a lot of work. I definitely will have a video talking about what I take to vendor events, how I set up my booth, and have video directly towards that. I do go to about 30 to 40 different vendor events each year. So I definitely go to a lot. I live in Arizona, which it is very hot in the summer, but it does afford me to really almost attend vendor events year-round. I do look for more events that are indoors during the summer. I have gone to outdoor events in the summer, and I'm just careful with what I bring to those events. There are times as well that depending on the product that I bring, I may need to also bring an ice chest, and they stay in the ice chest until somebody wants them, or I'm very limited with the products that I bring. Now, when I first started my soap business, I knew that I wanted to also have accessories that go with the soap. And so I have increased my line by creating soap dishes. So I make concrete soap dishes that I also have available. I have them available in person. They are also on my website. And I have had a lot of fun. It took me a long time to figure out which soap dishes I liked the best, and also how to seal them, how to color them so that they're interesting swirls, and something that would add to the luxury of my business. So I've had a lot of fun in that. So at this point, I am soap. Soap definitely is at the heart of my business. I do make shampoo bars, conditioner bars, sugar scrubs, body butter, hard lotion, concrete soap dishes. I do have a bubble bath and bath bomb powder. So it's a bath bomb dust that works the same as a bath bomb, except for it's in a dust form. And I make these cute little shakes out of those that some will have a loofah attached or in there, and some will have a little rubber duck. So I just look at things to bring me joy and have fun. I really take a lot of pride in my work. I have a lot of fun in my business and really care about the overall quality of my products. And so that is a little about me and my business. And even as I'm talking, I'm really having fun just putting together my little bookshelf. It has been such a cool little shelf for me to put together. There is no order right now. Obviously, I'm just picking up the books and putting them in. But I have seen some people do them in a specific order. And even some of the books I'll look and remember, oh, that was a really good book. Maybe I would want to go back and read it. Now, I say read, but that really is not what I do. I am a huge audiobook person. I will listen to books while I go walking. I will listen to books while I'm driving, especially long distance. I'm a huge audiobook. I found as I'm getting older, it's more difficult for me, not necessarily to pay attention, but my mind definitely wanders. I guess that would be paying attention. But I think of everything that I could be doing if I wasn't sitting here reading a book. And so to prevent that, that's why I listen to the books, because I can clean my house. I can organize this bookcase while I'm listening to a book. The only thing I don't do is listen to a book while I'm actively making soap, because I want all of my concentration in mixing the lye and whatever liquid I'm using at the time, making the swirls. And I found that if I was listening to a book, I would tune out the book because I would be so focused on my soap, which that's where my focus should be. And so now I will just listen to music, or I'll listen to a podcast. Sometimes I'll listen to other YouTube videos, something that I don't necessarily have to really pay attention to. So this channel, I am planning to show different things that I have and talk about my soap business. Not necessarily a training channel, but more this is what has worked for me, more kind of a tips and tricks, or what has worked for me. But also I wanted to show a little bit of my personality, and just taking something so calming as this bookcase. It has been, when I first saw it, I thought, oh, I would have so much fun with that. And I really have. I did show it to one of my daughters, and she said that would give me anxiety to have that more, because she would never want the books to be disrupted or to fall out. She would want it hard. I did, the first time I set it up, of course, I shook all the books out. And then I realized, when it's sitting on my shelf, I would prefer it to look like the regular bookcase, but it is fun to shake it out. So definitely, if this is something that you would enjoy, I would suggest going and taking a look at the anxietybookshelf.com. That is this particular one that I'm putting together. I did see some cheaper on Amazon, but in looking at their reviews, it is not something that I would like. And not only that, but a lot of the reviews did not have these book spines. So when the books were all in the bookcase, all you saw was white. You didn't see the full book. And these little guys are really nice. They are a solid piece of, I don't know if that's some kind of a particle plastic board, but they are nice with a spine and a back. And one thing that kind of giggled, there's even a little UPC code or a scanning code, like if I were to buy the book. So it's really cute. I really like the way that it looks. It was fast shipping, and I have already had a lot of fun. And not only that, but now have been able to put kind of an introductory video without me feeling awkward. Although sometimes it was hard and I got distracted trying to put the books up. But the books fill the shelf. I even have extra that I can stick up here at the top. Oops. So I can make a couple of books, which in real life, for the books that I have, this is what my bookshelf looks like, because I do have some that no longer fit on the shelves, and so they just put here at the top. This just makes me giggle. I love it. So if you are still listening, thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for watching and helping me put together my anxiety bookshelf. And thank you for indulging me to learn a little bit about Sugbug Soaps. I love my company. I'm proud of what I've been able to accomplish. And in fact, my greatest compliment is I was at a vendor event, and another vendor asked me how much I paid to pay into my company. And it was really cool to say, this is my company. I own it. It is not an MLM. And I own every aspect of it. Every decision is mine. All of the products are mine. I make everything. And that was a very rewarding talk to be able to have. So I had a lot of fun. I hope you are having a wonderful day or evening or morning or afternoon, wherever you are. And you also can have a luxurious experience with soap.